12 News, icy lots and slippery conditions greet those out and about on Christmas Eve. Then, when it comes to last-minute shopping,
it's a fun day in the store. This is one of the highlights of the year.
One local store shines when under pressure. But first, vandals destroy a popular holiday display, but a community responds with light. 12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. Champlin police are searching for vandals who destroyed a popular holiday lights display.
Yeah, but as Sonia Goins reports, the community isn't letting the display go dark.
Who's got the 2-footers? Let's hand them out, okay? Let's see if my memory serves me right. I think it's 17 inches.
Peter Brown lives for this time of the year.
I do it for the community. I do all of this for the community. If I can bring a smile to their face, all the more power to them. So,
for the past 5 years, he's decked out his Champlin home for the holidays.
I started in August, and then I go all the way up to Thanksgiving.
But early Wednesday morning, vandals destroyed all of his hard work, breaking a 20-foot tall clock tower display like it was a toy.
If you're out there, it hurts. And you can see all these people.
The community wasn't going to let time stand still.
Who's got the other drill?
Friends and strangers jumped in to help rebuild what vandals destroyed.
Perfect. So we're going to tip it once this way.
The Champlin Park hockey team took time off the ice to lend a hand.
It's a nice display, and it's kind of dumb how people thought it would be funny to ruin it.
The team says they didn't mind working in the snow and cold.
It was just a terrible thing someone could do when it takes someone so long to put it up.
Well, it's too bad, but it's nice to see people come out and give them a hand to put it back up.
While some folks put in some sweat equity, others donated items for the display.
We've been knocking on the door and dropping off lights and cookies and just offering help. It's really amazing.
The Brown family is overwhelmed by the generosity.
I have well over 40 hours in that tower myself, so have them watch it get reconstructed in a matter of an hour. It's awesome.
Peter is also renaming the clock.
From this day forward, that is going to be the community clock tower.
In this season of giving, Champlin is letting the true meaning of Christmas shine bright.
It's the epitome of the Christmas spirit, I'm telling you.
In Champlin, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Brooklyn Park Police are warning of another rash of mail thefts this holiday season. Police received several reports of both outgoing and incoming mail being stolen, as well as packages. The incidents have occurred throughout the city. Police recommend mailing letters at the post office or a post office box and picking up packages promptly. Many stores kept the doors open on Christmas Eve, ready for those last-minute shoppers.
Our reporter Shannon Slatton visited a popular place on many shoppers' lists.
It seems as time has gone on over the years, people tend to wait just a little bit longer all the time.
At Olmsted's Fresh Market in Crystal, you can see that a last-minute trip to the grocery store is a Christmas chore that doesn't discriminate.
I tell all of my staff that we should look at everybody who comes in here as somebody who has a problem. They need something, so we're here to help.
Many shoppers are people who need that last ingredient on the list.
I came out to buy a pound of butter. We were short, we only had a stick and a half left, and I was worried that it wouldn't be enough.
But there's another draw too for this neighborhood store.
We have one of the few scratch bakeries left, so just about everything we have is made from scratch. And you're right, we have a lot of specialty things with fruitcakes and Ulicog and peanut brittle and all of the holiday stuff.
Bakery workers put in a double shift to keep up with the personal orders and on-the-shelf demand.
They have quite a variety, and it's fresh and it's good. I mean, a lot of different choices.
Some shoppers even drive here from neighboring cities.
For their bakery, this is the best bakery in the area.
Making the Christmas Eve Olmsted stop a holiday tradition in and of itself.
I've been coming here since I was a little girl.
It's a fun day in the store. This is one of the highlights of the year.
In Crystal.
I'm done. I'm heading home.
Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
Olmsted's bakery sales are up from last year. And shoppers had to watch their step as Wednesday's slushy snow froze overnight, creating parking lots with glare ice on Thursday. Jeff Jensen spent his birthday morning on the job spreading salt to make things a little safer.
It can be a skating rink out here, so the salt does a nice job melting it up with the good temperatures. And you got to keep it safe for Christmas.
At Christmas, music is a key part of the celebration.
And there's a place in Robbinsdale where music is used to help people improve their health, and the two purposes came together in a special Christmas service. At the Good Samaritan Society in Robbinsdale, music is therapy for residents dealing with brain injury, Alzheimer's, dementia, and other conditions requiring special care. Therapists say music can actually make physical changes in the brain.
It is being used right now to, change the way that, brain mechanics are, wired, can rewire parts that are, obliterated by, like, say, a stroke.
So on Christmas Eve, it's not a typical church service in a nursing home that is also not typical.
So we are who we are. Lots of people with compromised health or compromised mental health issues, and that really influences how we worship together.
This is a service where music therapists hope to use familiar tunes and readings to jog old memories.
Live music is best, your voice, guitar, getting close, proximity is really good, to be close to someone.
They grew up in the church and they remember all the language and the ritual formulas, so saying the prayers together is really important to them.
A worship band is made up of therapists, interns, volunteers, and even residents who also pick up instruments and become part of the service.
Like, everyone's a part of it. Everyone's, it's that sense of purpose.
And we have an encore story now to show you that really touched our hearts.
Eric Nelson takes us to a place where people are putting their talents to use to bring smiles to others.
But you have to see these. Look at how beautifully they're done.
This is a toy story.
They are just gorgeous.
And for Jan Monroe from Near Food Shelf in Crystal, it always has a happy ending.
This would sell for probably $50, $60 if you went to buy it. And they just give these toys to us, and we're just so grateful.
Grateful thanks to the generosity of TLC Toys, which gives away 300 to 400 wooden toys to Near each year.
These kids have a hard time of it as it is, and then to be able to get 2 or 3 toys, that's really nice.
Mel Hartman and his staff are the backbone of TLC.
We make toys for less fortunate kids.
They spend countless hours in his Andover basement.
This time of the year, it's chaos.
Carefully putting together these wooden toys that produce plenty of holiday smiles.
We try to make a new toy every year.
Hartman is a retired insurance agent who could be soaking up the sun in some exotic place like Maui or Malibu.
I could.
Instead, he stays in Minnesota for one simple reason.
Kids, the feedback that I get. Christmas Day, I'm 9 feet tall.
The very first toy Mel made 26 years ago looked just like this. Now this warehouse is full of toys, and he expects to give away 30,000 this year. From those humble beginnings, TLC morphed into a wooden toy giant.
It's grown into a business. One I did not expect, one I have no problem with, because we're making a lot of kids happy.
TLC survives on volunteers and donations and has given toys to kids in China, Germany, Peru, and other spots around the globe. They even trucked toys to the Gulf Coast after Hurricane Katrina.
We loaded that thing from stem to stern, and I think there was close to 6,000 toys in it.
For Hartman, making kids happy is his passion, and the payback is amazing.
You get these thank you notes back. They're just, some of them are real tearjerkers.
In Andover, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
Coming up, a standout student with a knack for helping others.
And later in sports, a shocker in boys basketball as Benilde St. Margaret shoots for a big win.
But first, watch for the gift of accumulating snow this weekend. We'll be right back. This week's Standout Student has a heart for helping.
Neil Persley introduces us to Caleb Cruzy.
Maybe we should build something else.
Caleb Cruzy has a heart for helping others.
Oh, wait.
He's taken several young students at Heritage Christian Academy under his wing.
I think I see where you're going with this.
Caleb excels academically, and we love that, and that's wonderful quality about Caleb, but he also is really willing to serve our younger students.
One of the students Caleb mentors is this little guy, Edward.
His parents are actually immigrants. I don't think he spoke English until he came to Heritage, actually. I really enjoyed working with him, and he's just such a fun kid to be around because he's always happy to play and talk and have fun. Let's move this guy closer.
Caleb shows a lot of patience working with youngsters. That, along with his 4.0 GPA and a love for physics, should serve him well in his endeavor to go into mechanical engineering.
Physics is like the study of things that, you know, I can push a ball down an incline. That's not too hard to do. And so I like that with physics, it's all very measurable and it's all very real.
He also looks for classes and courses where he will be challenged.
Caleb will be the first to tell you he's not the flashiest guy on campus.
And what I see in Caleb in the future is that he's going to continue what he's doing here, and that's looking for new ways to grow and to build his, not only his academic background, but he's going to continue to grow spiritually because his relationship with the Lord is very important to him.
He goes about his business with a humble attitude and is very aware from where he gets his talents.
I've been given kind of just a gift of the brain I have and the abilities that I have, and I don't want to waste that, and I want to glorify God with what I've been given that way.
In Maple Grove, Neil Persley, 12 News.
Still ahead, celebrating the best of holiday lights.
But first, highlights from the championship game of the Armstrong Cooper Holiday Classic. Jay Wilcox is in next with sports.
The Champlain Park girls hockey team was the defending champion of the Armstrong Cooper Holiday Classic. The Rebels look to make it 2 straight titles when they face Totino Grace in the championship game. Grace starts fast though. Allison Parnell's shot finds the net, and it's 2-0 Eagles less than 3 minutes into the game. Champlain Park gets a lucky one as Hannah Lisney's shot takes a crazy bounce off the ice and in to pull the Rebels within 2-1 after 1. Second period, and Jordan Trapp springs Kaylee Martinson for a breakaway goal, and the Rebels quickly even it up 2-2. The same combination works again from closer range as Martinson puts Champlain Park ahead for good. And Martinson leads the rush and scores on a backhander. She scores 4 goals for the second straight night as Champlain Park hoists the Channel 12 Cup for a second straight year with a 6-2 win. In the third place game, host Armstrong Cooper beat Minneapolis 4-1. Jessica Halverson had 2 goals and an assist. 2 Catholic schools with strong athletics met up Wednesday as Benilde played a basketball doubleheader against De La Salle. In the girls' game, Benilde scores on the inbound as Katie Jo Schluter finds Abby Wilgers for the layup and a 1-point lead. De La Salle's Asia Wilson gets it to Isabel Fleming, and the freshman nails the 3 from the corner to give the Islanders a 2-point halftime lead. They dominate the second half. Wilson drives and scores 2 of her 26 points on the runner as De La Salle rolls to a 64-44 win over Benilde. In the boys' game, Benilde looking for the upset, and they start strong. They swing it around to Sam Baker, and he knocks down a 3. It's 20-9 Red Knights. Good passing, Michael Wexler to Matt Lilienthal to Peyton Miller for 2 inside. BSM leads 34-20 at the half. Second half, and Baker makes a nice cut and gets the layup. He totals 24 on the night as Benilde shocks Class 3A's #1 team De La Salle with a 69-52 win. On the next 2 holidays, we're serving up a fall sports feast on Channel 12 as we replay top games from the fall season. This week on Christmas Day, it's a full slate of soccer and volleyball. The first soccer games start at 7 in the morning, and at 7 in the evening, watch 2 good playoff volleyball matchups. Next week on New Year's Day, it's wall-to-wall football. We kick it off with the regular season opener between Maple Grove and Osseo. Then it's Wayzata Minnetonka, followed by 4 big playoff games. Well, so far it's been a very mild winter. Well, that's good news for some, not so much for people who love Minnesota's snow and ice. In our first ice fishing tip of the season, pro angler Terry Tuma cautions anglers from being too anxious to get out on the lakes.
With the late ice season taking place, and we already know, in many areas of the state there's not ice at all. In fact, some of the lakes, the lake we live on, for instance, has opened up twice already. And there are some ice fishing areas that we can go to, like the Fergus area and the Detroit Lakes. Red Lake is very questionable. They shut it down again. But what we do need when the ice does form, you need a good 4 inches to walk. And so what we do need to use is take an ice chisel with you and then just prod that ice chisel ahead of you. So if it goes through the ice, obviously you need to get out of there, but back out. Do not turn or don't go forward. Back out of that slowly and then obviously get off the ice. Generally speaking, you want a good 6 to 8 inches for a four-wheeler, and I recommend 10 or 12 for a light truck. If you're putting a wheelhouse in a bigger truck and a bigger wheelhouse, 14 to 15 inches is going to be substantial. Then too, when you're going out early in ice or even late ice, is you take a life jacket, or here I have a lift suit from Clam, which is also going to be a great piece of clothing to wear under those kind of conditions. And then one factor that I think so often we don't have a tendency to think of is that when we're going out in the ice, the reason I mentioned this, I talked to someone at the St. Paul Ice Fishing Show. He said his friend was just out, slipped and broke his ribs. So here again, invest in a good set of ice cleats. Don't buy inexpensive ice cleats because the studding can come out, they'll pop off and so forth. And you can, there's anywhere, the good set is probably right around $40 to $70, but it's well worth the investment. Practice ice safety, you'll be just fine.
Thanks very much, Terry. The first of his tips for the season.
All right, thanks, Jay, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. Christmas carols might be the music of the season.
But at one New Hope Church, members got a surprise at the end of the service. You recognize that music. The newest Star Wars movie, of course, is expected to dominate the box office for Christmas weekend. After telling the congregation, "May the Force be with you" on Sunday, organist Lisa Baker played the theme of Star Wars. The church posted this video clip to their Facebook page, and in 3 days, it's reached more than 11,000 people. Well, finally, as we celebrate the holidays, we have been featuring lighting displays across the Northwest Metro.
And we leave you tonight with this video Christmas card with the help of the chamber singers at Armstrong High School.
Wassail, wassail all over the town. Our bread it is white and our ale it is brown. Our bowl it is made of the white maple tree. With a wassailing bowl we'll drink to thee. So dear is to cherry and true is right cheek. Rejoice and our master and good piece of beef. And a good piece of beef that we all may see. With a wassailing bowl we'll drink to thee. As here is to Dobbin and to his right eye. Pray God send our master a good Christmas pie. And a good Christmas pie that we all may see. With a wassailing bowl we'll drink to thee. Wassail, wassail all over the town. Our bread it is white and our ale it is brown. Our bowl it is made of the white maple tree. With a wassailing bowl we'll